So in this video, Kevin is going to be assembling this UTEX 2-in-1 activity table and chair set, or my Vanna. What this is it doesn't say what it is. It's a Lego table. It says activity table, but it's Lego. It is, you can get it in, yeah, they can't say Lego, but I can. You can get it in white or espresso. We bought the espresso because
the drawers red or gray.
Yes, there's
one was red.
yeah, there's some little drawers under here, some like pouches, or I don't know what you want to call them, to hold the Legos. And yeah, you can get, they have like a bright red, and then they have gray. So it doesn't matter where they put it, whether they want to put it, you know, in the living room, his bedroom, whatever. I don't think it will look bad.
Yeah, I think it will go for engineering.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's the gray. That's the color gray. So those are really nice. But Gavin has taken after Andrew.
My glasses.
And he loves playing with Lego. So we looked around for a table, and this one, you can't find big Lego tables. And we had actually thought about making our own, like buying a used table from the renovation place. Is that what it's called? Renovation something?
Renovation station.
Something like that. Anyway, we had thought about buying a table and then buying those like flat green pieces and gluing them on there. And it's like, no, let's just do this. Let's get this. And is this the one that the top flips over? Mm-hmm. Okay. So it can be a solid table, or it can be a Lego table, and you would never know that you could use it for Lego. I'm hoping that Christina will just leave it. I mean, she can do what she wants, but I'm thinking if Gavin wants to build something on it, he could just leave it on there.
Yeah, see, it's got this opening. And then this can be either a top.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Like that, or
ooh, and see, that's what they did.
Pretty good size building.
I think so. They put 4 of those green mats that I was talking about.
Pretty good size. It's bigger than I actually thought, area-wise.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, it's always good to read the reviews on Amazon, and we read the reviews, and people said that they were most concerned. Will it fit Lego, regular size Lego? Because the company's not allowed to call it a Lego table. So you want to know how big it is, and you want to know, will it really fit Lego? And someone had posted a picture on there of their 8-year-old sitting at this table.
I'm worried about that too, size.
Yeah, the size. Is it going to be really small? And Gavin's going to be 6 years old. But even if he gets to be 15 and he doesn't want to use the chairs anymore, he still doesn't have to use the chairs, but he can always use the table. He could sit on his bottom on the floor or whatever. But we decided that I was going to wrap this up for his birthday with wrapping paper. But then we thought we didn't want to do that because, first of all, it gives Andrew a job to do. Secondly, Gavin doesn't get the present right away, you know, and you don't know when Andrew's going to have time to put it together. And so we are giving him some Lego kits for his birthday to go with the table. It's kind of like a theme. And so we wanted him to be able to play with it immediately if he wanted to. And this is something, since, you know, it's he and his sister. His sister's 3. She'll be 4 in December. They can both play with this, you know? So I think it'll be nice for both of them. So this is going to be like any of the assembly videos that we've done. I'm just going to show, Kevin's going to talk you through it or whatever, how he does it. He is really good at reading the directions, and if he messes up on something, he'll go back and he'll redo it. You know, that's how he is. He won't leave it. So you'll get to see, I'll probably speed some of it up, put music behind some of it if I can. But these are the things that you get with it.
They're all labeled, isn't
They're labeled, yeah.
I'm just opening them up so I don't have to see her.
They're all numbered.
Wait.
And then the directions give you the diagrams of how to put it together too.
Okay, I've got everything laid out, finally. I had to get the styrofoam off of a few pieces, but not too bad. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna start out with these little, like drawer. Actually, we're gonna start out with 2 of these little poles. I'm actually gonna do all 4 of them. And 2 of part F. So you got, I think these are G? Yeah, G and F. And basically you're gonna stick these in this hole right here. Just like that. And the slots go out. Yes, the slots go out. And you've got number 4 screws, the bag number 4.
What do you mean slots?
The little, see this side doesn't have a slot, this one does.
Yes.
You want that on the outside. And this only fits in that one hole anyway.
Okay.
And then we're gonna stick a screw down in here. And literally just tighten it up. And you're gonna have to hold the pole. That might go better with this smaller screwdriver.
So you don't want to use your electric screwdriver?
No, it tends to over tighten things because it's just thin wood, you know. So you don't want to put an electric screwdriver on. I mean, you could, but I'm always afraid it's going to strip out the wood.
Right.
And then once you've done that, it's useless. You know, you can't
Right.
do anything with it. So I'm going to do this for the next 2. We're going to take one of these and open it up. And it's got these little gray pieces. They're kind of cardboard they're just cardboard on one side, but they're gray on the other side. So stick that in there. And then these go down the side. These are special made, so if something happens to them, they're out what? So see, they go on top, and then I'm basically going to take another one of these and put it on top and screw it in place. Making sure I put the round side towards me is what it's showing. So, because there's a rounded off and this is square. And I'm assuming the other square one's going to go next to the other one, I think. So we'll see, but I'm pretty sure that's the theory. There's one. I guess these slide in and out like this. Okay, that makes sense. So this one is gonna go, this one's gonna go like this. And the round side's gonna go out in front. these are going to sit just like that. And you want the flat sides to be together, so the end pieces will be out towards the outside. So we need two E's. Look at this big piece right here. E and an E. And they are just gonna, they don't do anything, they're gonna go right here. But for right now, they just, yeah. So that's just gonna go to that. So the next thing I'm gonna do is, we're gonna do the top. So you've got two legs, you've got two D's, and you've got two C's. And I have no clue what the difference is. They look exactly the same. I've been sitting here looking at them. They don't look any different to me. Literally. So, I see. The C's have two holes there, which I bet are going to hold this thing right here. Aha! Now I know that. Okay, so the C's, what you're going to do, first of all, the only thing I did between that and this was I took bolt number one, and stuck the washers, which is bag number 2. I just stuck the washers on all of them, and I just dumped these dowel pins, which are bag number 5. And you only need 4 of them right now, but I just dumped them all out. So what you're going to do is just put the dowel pins on. I'm going to start with a C. Sorry. Start with a C. There's a little hole right here. I'm just going to literally push that right in there, and then I'm going to put this in the hole. And it's got 2 holes over on this side, and it's got the 2 bolts that it bolts into. So I'm just going to lay this on there and literally tighten this bolt up on the bottom, and just get them finger tight for right now. And then they give you this Allen wrench, and what I usually do is take the long side and tighten it up until it's, you know, basically just finger tight, just to where it's barely starting to tighten up. And then take the short side and tighten them up. And you don't want to get them too tight, because what happens is these little bolts are just basically screwed in place. And if you try to tighten them up too tight, it'll pull them right through the wood. So you can easily strip it out. And once you pull that thing out of the wood, it's ruined. You can't do anything with it. So literally just going to tighten up till they're just starting to get tight, and that's it. So that's a C. The other C is going to go on the opposite corner, and then the D's are going to go on the next corner. So that's a C. So the next one is going to be a D, and I'm going to do basically the exact same thing. Stick a dowel pin in the end, put this in there, and tighten this up. So I'm going to get all 4 of these again, C, D, C, and D, and I'll be back when I get all the legs on. Okay, for the next part, get bag number 4. There should be 8 more screws left, so just go ahead and get them out so they're ready. And what we're going to do, this is going to be a challenge. Make sure the holes that are going to screw on the side, on the legs, make sure they're pointing in inside, like pointing this way. Instead of in this side, it's going to be on this side, just so that's how they've got it labeled. That's how I'm going to do it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to lay one here.
Did you say what number piece that was?
This one is an E. These are the E's that we had earlier from the drawers. And we're going to stick this drawer in here. I don't think the first one's that big a deal, but the second one will be. Yeah, I think I can work without that one right now. So I'm going to basically screw this in to that side. So I'm going to use 4 4s. Screwdriver. Line it up with the holes. It goes like right next to the edge almost. Luckily there's already pre-drilled holes. See, I always put it through and then line the tip up with the hole that's drilled into the wood before I tighten it up. So just do a couple turns, just enough to get it kind of started. But then I'm going to stop right here, because if I tighten it up all the way, I won't be able to pull that out to see it. So I'm going to rotate it around. This is going to be the challenging part. I'm going to have to get these drawers in here, and I don't think they have to be. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Put that one there, flat sides in, and get this other one the flat side in. And this one's gonna go. Okay, then we just gotta slide it back far enough for me to put the screws in it. In this case, I'm just gonna have to slide it back and forth until I can feel the hole. Screw on the hole. And in there. Okay, the screw goes in pretty easily without you having to really push. You're good. If you have to really, you shouldn't have to push it hardly at all to tighten it up. Up because it's going to take me a little while, and then I'll be back for the next step. So that's actually the table done. Those are a pain in the butt. That's the worst part of putting the whole thing together, was those screws right there. Just because there's no room to really maneuver and get in there, and that these don't go back far enough to really let you reach them. So that was a challenge. So the table's really ready to go. Sit it upright. Of course, my little cardboard things came out while I was doing that. But yeah, so here's the drawers. They're not the smoothest sliding things in the world, but I think they'll work into it. They've got little pins to keep them from falling completely out, and then the tabletop. Yeah. Goes right in, just like that. Pretty neat. And then if you want to flip it, you just grab it right here. Flip it up. And I can imagine this will probably be the way it is 90% of the time anyway, but yeah.
Well, that's what we hope.
Yeah, hopefully it'll actually use.
Yeah, that's the reason we got it.
Now that one slides in and out much easier. This one slides just a little tighter, but they both work really good. So now I'm gonna start on the.
And see how nice that looks. I love the color,
Yeah,
and that'll go really well in whatever room they choose.
Yeah, and what's neat is once you get done playing with your Legos, you could pick that thing up and just rake them into the bags underneath.
Right.
Because underneath the square is just the baskets.
Oh.
So you can just dump them right in there. Then there's a little gap between them, but
Right.
it's not that big. You can
Right.
use a few, but you can just dump them in there.
So now you have to put the chairs together. There's
Yeah,
only
so
2
There's
chairs.
2 chairs. There's 2 parts. There's basically, I think this one's a K. Yeah. Oh, there it is. These are Ks. And these are J's. And then you got the seats themselves, of course, which are O's. And then you've got these N, M, and L's that are going to go on there. So it looks like you do the things twice. So you take your K's. I'm just going to lay them. Well, you sit it upright. You know what? This one's not very good. I know you need the the 7 and 8s, they're in one bag together. You need those, and they don't have any of these labeled with the part numbers. So if you want to know what number it is, you have to go to the first page. So it's M, N, and L and L. M, N, and then L and L. So M, N, and then L, L. So M goes to the top, and you put. Oh, okay. That's unusual. These little bolts come out just like that, and this little piece right here goes in that backing right there. Drop it in the hole, and then you put that part towards the back. And if they don't line up, mine did line up, but if they don't, it's got a little flathead area in there. You can kind of turn it to get it to line up. You probably get your fingernail in there to turn it to line up, and then just get your Allen wrench. And don't over tighten it, but you want the chairs to be a little bit tighter than the thing. But the good thing is this is what's screwed into this little metal slug right here. So you're pulling it this way through that metal piece. You're not going to strip out a screw that's inside there, so that's good. So you do M, then you do N. I had that right. Yeah, N is the same way. You're going to take one of these bolts and unscrew that whole thing. Now this one just sits in there. It doesn't even have a bolt. It just sits. It literally just sits in there. And then you've got L, which you want the unfinished side up. Makes sense that this middle one doesn't have a hole a bolt, because there's no hole in the side. Do the other L in the front. I'm going to do the same thing with the other K, and then I'll be back when I'm ready to put the other side on. Alright, I got the two K's together, and now I've got the L parts, and the L's are literally just going to basically do the same thing, just on the other side. So you got that one there, that one there, and then I've got all my little bolts apart. Finish tightening this one up, and then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so the next step is to take the seats, which is part ooh, and I'll pull the stickers off. Top and bottom, yes, just like that. You get 2 dowel rods or 2 dowel pins, stick those in the front, just like that. And this is sit on them just like a school chair. And then you've got screws number 6, you've got 8 of them, and they're going to go through the bottom. There's 4 holes. Get these all tightened up, and this will actually be the last step, but I'll be back to show you what it finally looks like. Well, here it is complete, and it wasn't too bad. It didn't take that long, and it really wasn't that hard. just a Phillips screwdriver and the Allen wrench that they give you, and you're good to go.